Hi, welcome to Angel Radio Tarot. I'm Cece. How are you today? I hope you're doing great. Let's get things started here. Lighting a candle for our love. And we're going to do some cards here. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And get the channel built up. We get 50 subscribers and then I can start doing live reads. Okay. What else we got going on? Yeah, if you're the first person to comment in any of my shorts or videos, then you get a free 15-minute pre-recorded personal reading. Gosh, what is going on here? There's just like this little wee bit of chaos keeps building. It's taken a couple of days now. Like my light a minute ago was fine and I moved it. And now look at this crazy shit. I literally did not move it at all. And like, look at this craziness right here coming on like out of nowhere. I did not move anything. I took the camera down and I put it back up. Like took it out of its clip, put it back up there. It hadn't changed the light at all. And it's just decided that that's what it's going to do now. That's what it's going to do now. So I don't know that I even need this light down here. Let's see how that goes. That's still pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's still pretty good. I'm digging it. Oh. Trying to be able to see all my stuff and see you. Let's see. Our starseed, our Earth Angel candle is really going strong right now. Got the 5 of Cups, and then the Empress is inverted, but she's being supported. She's being supported by the King of Cups. He's looking at her, and he's kind of looking even down, quite a catty corner toward her, and it's, you know, that. There's kind of like this relationship ideal where the more safe a woman feels with a dude, the more she can act like a soft, feminine, flighty, kind of enjoy her impish ways, be able to be soft and play a lot. And the idea is if it's not like that, then it's because she's having to worry about the details. That's what this is giving. What am I doing with half the deck here? What happened? Oh my goodness. Everything's been so quiet for just like the last little transition into this reading. I was expecting things to kind of pick up. And everything just got really still. I've been posting a lot of videos about, you know, the veil coming in shy and, you know, with the over the next 48 hours, people needing to sort of just stabilize their energy and not make any big shifts, so you're not attracting any kind of spiritual, you know, because it's like a big pipeline, and the next 48 hours is going to be the widest that pipeline can be, and so much stuff just cramming in, and all of those energies are going to be really hungry, and you don't want to be attracting anything to you. You don't want to be drawing any attention. So the Magician is backing up the King. I think what's happening is they're trying to cover for this Empress during this time, like guarding her and dampening her effects as being seen from the outside world. So Maybe she's being really subtle, but they're doubling down with the defenses and trying to cloak her. That's what it's giving us, cloaking. And then 5 of Swords. Where's my book here? I'd light some incense, but it's been going up my nose. Five of Swords, inversed. It's degradation and destruction, it's the infamy, dishonor. So there's an issue of honor. Let's see. Their honor, their ability to protect her. But it's to the death. So it's that idea that, like Lady Liberty, you can pay men to fight a war for you, but men will die for a cause. If you win the army, if you win the heart of an army, they will fight so much harder for you. The Knight of Pentacles. So you've got huge defenses coming, not coming, but already really well established, well coordinated, built in a proper hierarchy of protection. So this is your fortification, and this is your alarm bells. This is your army on the outside of that. And then you're flanking with knights. High levels of self-discipline. High levels of dedication. And there's a moral righteousness here. It's all a very moral issue for each one of these players. And all she has to do is just sit quietly in her quarters and wait for the storm to blow over. And she doesn't lift a finger. She stays where her benefactors, not even her benefactors, these are her beneficiaries, where her people that are so in love with her that they dedicate their lives to her. It's getting Lady, what is that? Lady Marian in Robin Hood. So, and then 5 of Cups. What are we doing here? I like this energy. This is such a confident ease. Fortifications. So, 5 of Cups. It's a card of loss, but something remains left over. So there's the 2 of Cups have been put in reserve, while the 3 of Cups have been either consumed or discarded or sacrificed. You may have to sacrifice 3 out of 5 of your units of defenses. You may have to send out 3 of your reserves in action. Can you see that? There we go. This whole, it's a mode of sacrifice here. And it's a mode of sacrifice in honorable sacrifice. Big honorable sacrifice. Purple heart stuff. So what we have in question, so I'll move these aside. You can see these here. This is how our setup unfolded. And, you know, we've got here. That's how our setup unfolded here. These were all stationary, solid, firmly planted, upright or down. And then we've got this whole range over here as well. And I'll shove this aside so you can see. this range here that is in this stacked setup. Okay. And if you're new to reading, you know, you can start with a standard rainbow spread, or, you know, the whatever's in the back of your handbook that comes with your tarot cards is a really good place to start practicing and interpreting specific postures of the cards within the narrative. Okay, so Six of Swords. What I'm seeing here is that these are undecided. These are flatly undecided. There's no tilting. They're not coming in like this with a favorable, with like favorable to the one message or favorable to another message. They're coming in flat sideways. This is completely undecided. And this is the outcome of this war, this this massive moral conflict, this whatever this is that people are willing to lay their lives down for. They believe in you. Oh, itchy. Confirmation. They believe in you with an earnestness that, you know, it's pretty big stuff. So what this is either messages coming to you by water, there's travel by water, something coming toward you across water, a waterway or a major body of water. And if it were coming in, you know, this way, and if it were coming in this way, it's that message is coming to you as a wildly public profession of romantic devotion, big display of affection as a proclamation of new love. So it gets specific. So this could be, you know, this is part of that energy of anticipate. There's not a lot of anticipation here. There's just patiently waiting. Patiently sort of waiting for other people to do their stuff or to not do their stuff, and a time to pass for things to settle into a new normal, and then establishing policy based on, or establishing a new direction based on what the new normal is. So Page of Pentacles. Boop, 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 boop. I'm giving game show theme songs. Okay. So why is that? This is either like a scholastic discipline and new messages, news coming in, and not just news, but the particular person that brings the news will become someone new in your life. But they could also be like a little bit too free with your resources once they get comfortable, and then they're just bringing you nothing but bad news. And then the Two of Wands, you know, this is he's looking over what he has and still not quite satisfied. So even if you get an agreement from someone, they're going to be a problem later on. Eventually they're going to come around with going, you know, I really wish I had just gone ahead and kicked your castle over and taken the shit anyway. I should have just gone ahead and done that whenever we were in the middle of stuff. I'm sorry to make you do all this again. But the other one is like totally obviously either direction of this battle when it comes out in your favor because of all of this obvious superiority and all of this planning and strategy. And your person you are fighting is caught completely off guard. And it is actually very emotional about it. Like I'm picking up on some shame of having put you through a trial after it was so obvious that he was not going to, he or she was just so far way out of their lane. Like, it's shameful, and they're recognizing how, you know, not that I even should be trying this kind of behavior with somebody, but that I have so much respect for you, know that you were just not even that kind of low vibe, and I still tried this on you anyway, and I'm just embarrassed now. I'm just embarrassed at what I did. And maybe they made a pass at you. Because this whole thing is wrapped up in honor, right? Whole thing is wrapped up in honor. Hold on. There we go. Now you can see me. Yeah, there was some kind of dishonor that happened, that maybe there's nah, I just get that somebody's embarrassed for even trying. That's too bad. What else? What else is going on? They came at you. Oh, they want you to be like, oh, no big deal. They want you to be like, to not notice that they did that shit on purpose. Because you would not have sounded all of those alarms and initiated all those safety protocols if you hadn't felt genuinely threatened. And, you know, I'm really having to measure my words with consideration and compassion for my enemies. Because I see them doing these things, and I'm like, oh, you pussy. And, oh, how they overreact. And it's not that I'm doing any kind of ridiculous aggression. It's that they really are that afraid. They really are that out of sorts. Maybe they're not afraid, but they're out of sorts. They're uncomfortable with the situation. This is not going the way they thought it would. And some of you are having to exercise some tough love about it. And stand on business is what I'm getting. There's some, yeah, my light went out as soon as I put stand on business. Oh, there we go. The star seeds were not dialing up. Maybe you're observing some blockages on some of your skills and discovering that they are, all of your skill set doesn't come from one region of development. There was a message delayed, and I got to look this one up. I don't get this one often. You have a range of skills, but you're finding with the holidays changing, or maybe we're in this earth energy that we were talking about in this other video today. It's a matter of come on. It doesn't want me to tell you. It doesn't want me to tell you. It's that earth signs, the earth signs and the earth energy is pretty dampening on the signal. Oh, that's what it was. Dampening of the signal. The dampening of the signal is what's happening. When we're changing through the frequencies of the season, especially when we're coming into this frequency where we are passing through a solar region, a solar radius, bringing us through this Hallows Eve over the next 48 hours. This is a big high activity, high psychic activity, because we're shifting and there's just a lot of change. And, you know, communications get fumbled because of this change, because we're shifting through a region of solar radius that for whatever reason, that sliver is, I don't know what activity is happening during that couple or two or 3 days here, but it is just so disruptive to communication because there is so much activity on the line. The thinness of the veil is, there's just a lot of traffic moving in between dimensions right now, and this is one of the few, this little sliver of radius off of the sun allows us this, maybe it's a weak spot in solar breeze, solar trade winds, maybe it's a weak magnetic spot in the sun. When we pass through that part of the orbit, it's I don't know. One more card here and we'll do this read. So what you're finding, some of you might be finding that this range of skill set you thought came to you all through kind of one avenue of your spiritual connection of the galaxy is actually coming to you from a couple of different sources, and you're able to narrow that down when we pass through a region like this, and then one skill is amplified while another might be dampened. So you can start to evaluate during the next 48 hours this shift of your skill set. All right, it's not going to give me one more. Let me look at this here. It's good news. There's some stability here. There's some positive good times coming. There's a delayed message or some anticipation. But it's positive. I'm going to see what this 8 of Swords and specify the 6 of Wands here. 6 of Wands. What are you saying? Apprehension, fear. There's the enemy at the gate. There's treachery and disloyalty, as if the gates could be opened at any time. But there's this indefinite delay. So it's a hurry up and wait mood happening. The 8 of Swords. You're waiting to see, is this embattlement? Yeah, you're waiting. You're literally waiting with the enemy at the gate. But you can't make a move. There's no preemptive strike here. They haven't done anything yet. But it is tense. 8 of Swords. Bad news, violence, chagrin, crisis, censure, power and trammels, conflict, calumny, also sickness. So there's a lot of stress with this. How long has this been going on? Ace of Cups here. Seriously, how long have you been handling this kind of tension? You're recommended to, you're being advised to, for one, bolster your physical resource. Are you getting enough exercise to manage the stress? That'll help a lot. Are you sleeping? Some of you may be having difficulty staying awake during the day because you're stressing at night. You're being advised to get more physical activity. If you're being too sedentary, so that's why you're not resting. Ace of Cups. It's the house of true heart, joy, content, abode, nourishment, abundance, fertility. The holy table and felicity. It's a good feeling. And you got the 9 of Cups. There's stability and there's just a growth of your investment. And then the 3 of Cups here, there is cause for celebration. You're at ease. And not like we're going crazy with it. We didn't win a big battle by the skin of our teeth. There's not that tension bursting. This is, okay. This is where we're at. All right. It's manageable. And when it does finally break, there'll be cause for celebration, but it's not going to be this big reactive. So this Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands. So there's a rupture, a division, interruption. There's discord somehow. This is giving, you're finding out who the mole is, maybe. There's some sabotage. And it's about to be exposed. And part of this is what you're waiting for too. You're using this opportunity to flush out any contention. And you could just like go ahead and go out there to the gate and, you know, like send somebody out front and go, oh, hi neighbor, what can we do for you? Would you like a cookie while you wait to figure out what the fuck you're doing on my front porch? However you do, treat them like a kid. Treat them like they need some special handling. Meanwhile, you've got a 911 over there with a safety call. And it's just nothing to go ahead and wait for PD on the front porch just so these people don't go ahead and blow up on you. Maybe you know them. You've experienced their behavior before. Handle it with kid gloves. There's no need. You seem to be in a good position. And if it really just drags on that long, go ahead and take some initiative if you think they're receptive, if you know them. But beware. Being called to caution some of you, you don't know enough about this person's condition or issues to make that call. Some of you are being naive about how you're able to help this person. Leave it alone and let PD come in and do it. What? You flipped on me. What? Who's under there? Yeah, there was just a peek of the star card. There's just a little bit of illusion. I think if this person thought that you were gullible, they might go ahead and blow up on you just because they are being psychologically triggered to act out because they're not feeling like anyone is in control of the situation and they are mentally distressed. And I don't think this person I don't want to advise anyone to go volunteering anyone else into incarceration, but this person needs some help. This person needs professional mental health, a professional involved. You can be neighborly and you can be kind to them, but you definitely need to get someone professionally involved. This is out of your league for sure. Some of you might be dealing with psychoses involved with street drug use. Yeah. My foreshadow is that if you don't get a professional involved, you're going to be calling paramedics. Because this person will come back to, if that is what the case is, when they do get in trouble, because they know you're a safe space, they're going to come back to you when they get into whatever the next scrape or civil unrest, or not civil unrest, but the next time they're going for a walk and get a little twitchy or start having behavioral issues as an adult and start triggering a neighbor. They're going to come to your door because you're now a refuge. So it's kind of like feeding a stray cat. Don't. There are professionals to handle this so that you don't have that problem and trying to take on this problem by yourself. 6 of Cups. It's great to have compassion, but it's also important to know how to stay safe so that you can continue to help. So the future and the renewal, that which will come to pass presently, is this brotherly love, and you are being cautioned to not overextend yourself because you will be dragged into greater turmoil. I'm getting that you're going to wake up and find this person asleep on your back porch. And then you will have to call PB or PD. And in the meantime, calling and waiting for them, you're going to deal with this person being very upset that you're not just like totally thrilled they're there. This person is not all there. They need some help. And you don't have the help that they need, honey. I know you want to. I know you want to. But that's how you do that. Are you a veterinarian? Then don't go trying to set a bone on a horse's leg. This is a bigger problem than what you're prepared for. Okay, yeah, moving on. I realize I've been a little quieter than normal in these reads the last 2 days, and it's because I'm getting so much audio. Not even clear audio, it's just moods of sentences. I'm getting the emotional drive behind statements. And then if I'm trying to put sentences to this, and I'm not really able to transfer that. It's just a bunch of emotional noise. It's like a bunch of people shouting in the room. All right, we'll take this. Did we narrow it down? We did. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We're on the right track, but the Hermit card is here too. So we're needing to quiet ourselves. So getting centered is great. Well, the Page of Cups here. Let's see. It's a fair young man, impelled to render service, with whom you will be connected. A studious youth, so it's disciplined in his scholastics. He's got a news. There's message. He's got a message. There's news. Application, reflection, meditation, and all these things directed to business. So the only way we're going to move forward is if we quiet everything. I need to quiet my energy, and so that it expands from me outwardly, and so that I'm creating space not just between my muscles and when I'm breathing space into my body, but I'm also breathing space into my awareness and creating it as my space. This is my area. This is my awareness. And even though I can hear things on the outside of it coming into my space, this is my area of awareness. And then I expand from there, and then I can relax into the realization that my area includes the world. I can get up and walk out of here and walk all over this planet. The whole world is mine. The whole world is yours. It's right outside your door. And so getting comfortable with that starts with creating space from within. And then it's no big deal if there are noises or sounds or lights or any kind of stimulus intrusion into that space, because it's all mine. And because it's all mine, I have a sense of it being all part of me. And then the acceptance of there being stuff going on will try to stop the stuff, the absurdity of it. And you start to get balance about what your place is in this world. Let's see. That's your Wheel of Fortune. That's your wealth of this gift of life into this carcass, this sack of meat and bones we politely call a body. This meat body you're a passenger of. The Eight of Wands. There are arrows of jealousy, but it's an internal dispute. There are stingings of conscience, quarrels, but quarrels from within, and domestic disputes for persons who are married. So the most intimate relationship you have is with yourself. as the observer of this relationship with your carcass. The next one you have is the next nearest person you bring into your intimacy, and that's, if you're married, that's going to be your spouse. But you've got all of this. You are being encouraged to sit with yourself and to just be still and quiet, to create that space, to soothe this conflict. I suspect that if you're being called to do this, right now you have conflict on every front. Just getting to your front door, forget about trying to navigate traffic to get to a job where it's just more conflict. You are so steeped in conflict, in barrier. Oh my God, you just must feel like you're beating your head against a wall. Jeez. Oh yeah, you were encouraged to sit down and just take a beat. Say, just take a beat. What could possibly be so... Are you, confirmation, are you seriously so important of an individual on this planet that you can't sit down for 5 minutes? Are you that hungry? Are you that tired? Are you that stressed? Are you that encumbered? Are you that alone and burdened with, even if you've got a house full of kids, if you have to sit down with them looking at you at the floor so that you can look at them for just... And that's the thing with meditation too, when you're first starting meditation, maybe this would be a chance for you to let your kids see what meditation looks like, and then creating that space for them as well, so that you can have more space for yourself. You become little yogis together. Children love yoga. The sense of accomplishment and being able to strike a yoga pose, for one thing, it looks like such a mystery even to a grown-up, but for a kid, it's this even greater sense of wonder. But then you allow them to experiment with their bodies, to bend it and stretch and form these shapes, and the sense of accomplishment and wonder that they take upon their own capacity. And then this level of independence comes about them, and this level of awareness of other people's bodies, other people's limitations, other people's incapacities, and they start to build compassion. You have to start it from within. It starts from teach them to spend some time by themselves. All right. That was a big fat message. It came out. Family yoga. Do you meditate with your mate? Do you spend time just sitting with your backs to each other but touching? Sitting back to back, just gently leaning against each other and breathing quietly. And just trying to relax and match each other's breathing as slowly and gently as possible, and just breathing together. Sitting back to back, you become more aware of your solar plexus and your gut chakra, and then your heart chakra. You're connected almost right there in between this gut chakra and the heart chakra. And you feel that bond of a hug. It brings those happy chemicals in. But the first time you are trying to just hug for hug's sake, to get that kind of, like the 60-second hug, the 60-second embrace, there's a point in there at about 20 to 23 seconds where the body becomes relaxed, the dopamines kick in, all the happy feelings kick in, and that sense of intimacy becomes a sexual response. You become aware of your body's arousal and pleasure. And if you're in the 60-second embrace face to face, And if you're already a couple, that can be really distracting. And you can still sit with that and sit through it, and it'll last about another 10 seconds, and then you become, you know, if you're doing that face to face, then you become less aroused and more imbued with synchronicity. And that's what you're going for, is just this relaxed synchronicity, and not trying to force it, but create the opportunity for you to share that space together, share your breath together without being distracted with your sexual attraction to each other. That comes later. Some of you may be in a new relationship, a budding relationship, where you want that physical intimacy, but you do not want to tempt yourselves into sexual arousal. I worked in a group home with autistic adults that could not tolerate physical contact, but still needed physical hug stimulation. And so when they would indicate they needed embrace, would hug them from behind and wrap our arms around to the front. All right, so that got pretty far afield, but we'll get back to this here now. So we've got this Six of Swords. This is a big profession of public profession of love or affection, devotion, and a big judgment. They came in together, and I'm thinking maybe someone is feeling that they're going to be judged, but they don't care. Who knows? So they're going to be judged hard for it. There's going to be some separations, some maybe people are, I don't feel that though. I feel like the people that they are going to be in front of, and they are going to be standing on business about how they know you, how much they admire you, how much they adore you. And it's not like they're going to be making this grandiose gesture to embarrass you or to, I don't know, like some kind of acting out big gesture. This is them standing to defend you to somebody else. You may not even find out about this until after. Two of Pentacles. This sounds like opportunity presents itself, and this person just absolutely has to stand up for you. And then in doing so on a moral issue, this is a really good person to know. They end up revealing, probably maybe to themselves for the first time, but then they go ahead and full throttle it right there in front of everybody, how much you mean to them. So the Two of Pentacles, on one hand, it's you know, what it looks like going to the fair. But it also reads as news and messages in writing, as obstacles, agitation, trouble, and embroilment. This is on the other side of the Judgment card here. See, this is on the other side of the Judgment card. Oh, we got spillage. It's on the other the other side of the Judgment card over here. So that it doesn't seem like there's a big issue. It just seems like more of what we're expecting, a result of this judgment. And I don't smell litigation so much as maybe someone's losing a membership to an exclusive club because of you. And they don't really care. Fuck them. They'll stand on business for it. The Nine of Pentacles. Roguery, deception, voided project, bad faith. This is like smelling like yacht club discrimination. The Knight of Wands. Come on, where are you? There you go. And he's in an upright departure, absence, flight, immigration, a dark young man, friendly, and a change of residence. Yeah, this sounds like somebody's really standing up for you on a moral issue because you're being discriminated against. You're being unfairly prejudiced, prejudged. You're being, I don't want to say profiled, but they've been looking for an excuse because they're petty fucks. There is no good excuse for that shit. They just, they don't, I was gonna say, there's been a change of management. Look who took over. You are being followed, and I mean by the devil challenging your divine blessings. And these people, it doesn't matter what club you go to, what organization you join, what pub you start frequenting, what civic organization you join, he's going to be right on your tail to try to get you out of any good doing you can do with the company that relies on other people to endorse your participation. That was a lot to take in. Play it back. He's just always going to be there. That's how you know you're on the right track. 4646. And what I have found with this occasion presents me with is often the opportunity to school the fuck out of people, to hold them accountable, to re-educate them on morality. And unfortunately, that seems to be the fucking role that I've been assigned. Or you seem to run into this frequently. It's not you. It is the role that the universe has assigned to you. You are very, very attractive to the devil because you are so very, very good. It's just, and your big power, your big amperage. And so you are the shiniest fucking thing on the scene everywhere you go. And it just, you can get away with it for a while, a year, maybe 2. 6 months of really good friendliness. And then all of a sudden, the tides will turn. And then it's not even that you really pick up on anybody even said anything. It's just all of a sudden being good is out. It is so over. And you now represent the most unwelcome thing in the room. It's like Bizarro universe happens and it flips. And then you're the one that everybody blames for all the good shit happening in their life. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So yeah, if you're this person, there's nothing that you can do about it because it's not about these people. These what you're being shown is that these people are low vibrational and they're susceptible to demonic influence. And then he can come in, she can come in. The devil doesn't care who it rides in on. The devil will often pick the biggest prick in the room to ride in on because that prick is traveling on such low vibration. But you'll just all of a sudden, the bully will win the room and you don't stand a fucking chance. Where all these people 10 minutes ago, you were the most wonderful thing that had happened. You were being celebrated. You were being encouraged, and you felt like you were getting, a community under your feet. And then it's not anything you did. It's no event happens. It's just a shift in the mood. And then you come in the next day and nobody wants to be your fucking friend. You are out. You are cut and dry. You are out. There is no recovering. That's what this does. It brings nothing but tears. But it surrounds you because you are such a big player in this fight. My chosen ones, my star seed, my university lovers, my universe lovers, my I don't know what you call that yet. Just the people that are got that Jesus energy, toting that agape love. That's what that is. Who was that flipped over? I can't do it on my own, man. This isn't me. I didn't do that. I didn't do that. All right, well, we're going to call it right there. That is a fine place to stop, because that's what wins every time. That's what wins. And sometimes it's really deeply, darkly hidden, but you can't extinguish that power, that power of compassion, of love, of human adoration. Not adoration even, but just kindness. Kindness and compassion. You know, being there to hold the hand and being there to lift the brother up, and not at anyone's expense. It may be at yours, because there's no one else to pay that bill. That's what cures everything. Time and love. Well, this has been Angel Radio Tarot. Have a great evening. We'll see you again soon.